Um, Tonight was a hard-fought victory, obviously. A night where we played against a team that made some unbelievably tough shots in the second half and made it close. I've got a lot of respect for Omaha, their coaching staff, their players, their veteran guys that got toughness. And, you know, one of the things we talked about with our players in the locker room after the game was you got to respect everybody and fear nobody. But and I'm not saying we didn't respect Omaha coming in here, but, like, you got to be ready to take somebody's best shot. And I think we took their best shot tonight. We found a way to win, and we weren't our best offensively. We didn't score 100 points like we did the other night against Drake. We turned the ball over more, and we didn't make plays for each other like I think we're capable of. So still a lot of room for improvement, but, you know, this was good for us. It was a good to be in this kind of game where we were tested down the stretch, and they made some tough shots, but we found a way to win. And Tyler Bay's defensive play there at the end I thought was key. But we'll take it and we'll move on.
You always say it's better to learn a lesson when you win a game than when you lose.
Absolutely. This is it. You know, and look, we can learn from our press offense there at the end. We got that thing turned over. If McKinley catches it with his back to the sideline, he sees DeSean open, he can maybe pass it up the sideline rather than stepping out of bounds. We can learn from, making the extra pass. You know, when we drove the ball, they were coming to not just help, they were coming to steal the ball, and we have to make the extra pass. And the game is simple when you do that. But when you hold on to it, or you try to dribble a little too much, you try to go through two guys, it makes it hard. And so we've got to get better in that regard. But overall, again, you'd rather learn from a win than learn from a loss, no doubt.
Coach, you mentioned that they had some great shots in the second half, but did you feel like there was anything lacking on your end defensively, throughout the second half?
I thought, there were times when we got extended in our ball screen. We knew going into the Omaha game, we knew two things had to be good. We had to have great ball screen defense, and we had to guard their isolation plays. Just guard the ball. Take it personal in terms of mano on mano. They tried to ISO Hahn. They tried to ISO Jackson. They tried to ISO Gibson, bring him off screens. I thought our ball screen defense got extended a little bit. Our bigs have to be better at showing their chest early, and guards have to get through screens. So I thought we got extended on our ball screens and gave them some open looks that, again, when you let a team hang around, you let a team make a couple threes, now their juices start flowing, their confidence gets going, and now they can make tough threes with a hand in the face, which is what happened.
Lucas Seward was 4 for 6 from beyond the arc today. How much of an asset is for you is it to have a big guy who can shoot?
Huge. And, we talked in our film session after the Drake game with our team that Lucas Seward needs to get more than 4 shots. He was 4 for 4 against Drake. He got 10 shots tonight. I'd like to get him 12 or 15, quite frankly, the way he shoots it and the confidence he's playing with. And so I think Lucas is doing some really, really good things and really coming into the player we thought he could be when we recruited him. And testament to him and the hard work he's put in on his game and certainly in the weight room. And Lucas is playing pretty well right now.
Coach, recently at practice you talked about the two biggest things you guys needed to improve was your ball screen defense and your isolation guarding, which you just said was an issue tonight.
Yep.
Can that be helpful that you guys just went through that to stress home that point?
Absolutely, yeah. And that's where our players have to commit to getting better. And you can't just say, well, we're 2-0, we beat Drake, we beat Omaha, we got San Diego next. That can't be our mentality. Our mentality when we come back on Sunday for practice is we have to understand why Drake shot 60% from 3 in the second half and why they shot 53% from the field in the second half. Because if teams do that, we're going to be in some knockdown dragouts like we were tonight. The only way you separate yourself in the game of basketball, you can be scoring, but the only way you separate yourself is to stop the other team from scoring. And if you score and they score, you score, they score, now you're trading baskets, you got a game. The only way you separate is you score, they don't. You score, they don't. And we have to understand that. And I thought the last 3 minutes, our defensive intensity, it ratcheted up. But it shouldn't ratchet up. It should be the same the last 3 minutes as it was the first 37 minutes. And tonight it wasn't. So we have to learn from that. And again, the film doesn't lie.
One more thing on intensity. McKinley said himself that he didn't have it tonight.
Yep.
On a night where he doesn't have it, it seemed like Tyler Bay, as the game went along, guys started feeding off him and found a different kind of feed off. Did you see that as well? Yes.
And tonight was not McKinley's night. He was not as good as he's capable of being. He knows that. I know that. We all know that. But look, this team needs to figure out how to win a game when McKinley's not at his best. You play 30 college basketball games. He's not going to be great every single night. He's going to have off nights. He's going to have nights where it's just not there. And now it's incumbent upon McKinley to make sure he's ready mentally and he's ready emotionally, but you know, he may not be playing his best, and I understand that. It's not because he's trying to play bad. And I'm not saying he played bad tonight. He made some big plays for us down the stretch. But we got to figure out, you know, how can somebody else spark this team? And we rely a lot on McKinley and sometimes maybe a little bit too much. And that's where you need other guys. Tyler Bay, DeLeon Brown, Naaman Wright was good again tonight, I thought. Really pleased with, you know, back-to-back games from him. Lucas, we mentioned, played really well. So the beauty of this team is we have a lot of weapons. We have a lot of guys that can affect the game in different ways. So we'll figure it out. And, you know, we're still learning. We're still young. Shane Gatling's still learning what this level's about. Dalen is learning what this level's about. Evan's learning what this level's about. So we still got some guys that are, you know, having some growing pains. But I'm telling you what, Tuesday night against San Diego, we better be ready to rock and roll because they're a legit team that's tough, that's well coached, that's well disciplined. They execute, and it's going to be a high-level game that we got to be ready to bring our hard hats to.
Coach, you'll talk a lot about mental toughness in a game like tonight where it comes down to the wire, and ultimately you end up overcoming 16 turnovers, overcoming a team that refused to go down silently. I mean, what kind of mental toughness did you see from your guys?
Great, man, and we complimented our team in the locker room after the game about that. You know, they found a way to win. They found a way to buck up and get stops when they needed to get stops. And we just have to understand, for us to beat good teams, especially teams that make shots like Omaha made tonight, we can't turn the ball over 16 times. But that's what I mean when I say this was a good game for us at this point in the season because we were tested, our backs were against the wall, you know, and we didn't fold our tent. We bucked up. We did what we had to do when we had to do it, and we can learn from that. We can learn that and hopefully gain some confidence so we're in the next situation. There's going to be more games like that, you know, for the Buffaloes this year. There are, and we got to be ready for them.
Coach a million different things, but how do you coach Tyler Bay just basically grabbing the ball, taking the ball away from the guy, and going down the floor and scoring in that kind of situation?
Yeah, it may sound like a cliche, but players make plays. The bottom line is you can, you know, when you have a well-coached team on one side of the ball and a well-coached team on the other side of the ball, and you got players from Colorado who are playing hard, and players from Omaha who are playing hard, and both teams are executing at a high level. And I'm not saying we both did tonight. I thought we were both executing at a, you know, a spotty area. But my point is at the end of the day, in close games, players have to make plays to win games. And Tyler made a winning play on the defensive end, turned into a three-point play. McKinley made some plays down the stretch. Naaman Wright made a big play defensively. DeSean made a big play defensively. So players have to make plays. And Tyler made the play tonight that I thought kind of cracked the game. I shouldn't say cracked the game open, but certainly gave us a 5-point lead, and I'm glad we had it because they, like you said, they did not go away.
Coach, DeSean obviously had a really good game.
Yep.
You've talked all through the offseason about trying to develop more of an all-around game with him. Was tonight a good example of what he's capable of, rebounding, getting to the rim defensively?
Absolutely, yeah. And I think that's the DeSean that we need to see. And I think when you have DeSean playing at a high level and Naaman playing at a high level, we know Dell is really capable, what he's capable of, and then you put Shane in the mix, and you got McKinley and Tyler, and we've got the ingredients of a good team. You know, we really do. But DeSean Schwarz, we're going to need him to be that guy that he was tonight. Physically, the toughness-wise. You know, we went small there late, and we went with 4 guards, he and Naaman, and we went with 1 big. It was Lucas at times. It was Tyler at times. And that was a key stretch for us. And so he's going to have to learn to how to defend and rebound, you know, against bigger guys. And I thought he was great tonight, but showed great toughness.
Anything else for Coach?
Thank you, guys.